He's my dad, no, stop it! A boy screamed as witnessed a cop shooting his stepfather. This happened only 2 days after former police officer Derek Chauvin was found guilty on all counts for causing George Floyd's death. It seems that the verdict did not have any impact on the police behaviors. Data from the US research organization mapping police violence shows that from 2013 to 2020, about 1,100 people died of police violence in the country each year. There have been only 3 days in 2021 where police did not kill someone as of April 18. 98.3% of killings by police from 2013 to 2020 have not resulted in officers being charged with a crime. Black people in the United States die so often in the hands of police that it's become a public health crisis. Retired Sergeant Cherry Dorsey was a Los Angeles police officer for 20 years. Now she's an author who advocates for criminal justice reform.
I think the reason that situation exists is because there's been a lack of accountability. We're all taught to use deadly force as a last resort after you've exhausted every other tool, and we don't see that happening when it comes to people of color.
There are also systemic issues that protect police officers, including the qualified immunity legal doctrine that often makes officers immune from legal responsibility. There are no standardized rules for law enforcement across the country, and is often judged from the perspective of what the officer considers reasonable. After the death of George Floyd, a police reform bill was proposed to limit qualified immunity, set national standards for police behavior, and ban the use of chokeholds and restraint techniques like the one used on Floyd. The bill has passed the US House of Representatives controlled by Democrats, but has little chance of making through the Senate, where it needs Republican support to pass.
When you change the law, you create accountability. And if you have a new set of accountabilities, people's behavior shifts.
To reform the police departments, a dozen US cities, including New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, and Seattle, have all reduced police spending. Their efforts are largely seen as being pushed by Floyd's death and the protest and civil unrest that followed. It's true that there are systemic issues behind police brutality in the US, but if you don't fight for change, you will never change it.